She said that she never liked hip hop. She never liked R&B. But she just got told to do it by her management, who said this is the best way to make money. You see that right there? Even if she never liked it, and this is always in this rock or indie, it's like they said to you, yo, listen, being black is going to be more profitable for you because you're not black. But then once she made her money, she bounced. You know, you got Justin Timberlake, and it goes into Elvis Presley. Rock and roll. Rock and roll was a slang in the slave days for sex. You know, let's go rock and roll. And then all of these black artists were making music, and it was called rock and roll. And remember, rock and roll was slightly different to how it is now. It's changed and developed a little differently. Elvis Presley came through and said, I like this sound. And Elvis Presley stole so many songs from so many black artists, so many of them, and made a killing off of it to the point that we call him the king of rock and roll, that he's actually the thief of rock and roll. You know, he stole so much to the point that when Lenny Kravitz come through, Jimi Hendrix come through, you're like, what? A black rock and roll artist? What?
Like they started this.
They started this.
That's why whitewash is a real word. It is a real word. And if you aren't familiar with what whitewash means, please grab a dictionary and please look it up. They are not going to create a word with a definition and it not be used. Whitewash is real.
You know, we spoke the other day and we said about, you know, do we think that in the future, the way it's so crazy now to see a black rock and roll artist, even though they were the founders of rock and roll, one day to see a black MC, a black rapper, a black hip hop artist would be like, what? Black people do hip hop? There's so many white people coming in right now.
I believe it. Our culture is so popping. Like, our culture is the number one thing going. That's why it sells. That's why it sells. Our culture is for 3 young black males from 5 miles up the street from where I live from, come from Gwinnett County.
I really hate to interrupt this video, but this is just a little 60-second teaser. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this, then you'll need to click the link in the description below. Because if you haven't noticed by now, YouTube and I really don't have a good relationship. So all of my videos are on my website, ikyg.com, completely uncensored and unfiltered. You can't even leave comments under this YouTube version, but you can do all of that on my website. So go and watch the whole video. You won't be disappointed. And why not join my Patreon to have access to private live streams and early access content? There's also a video in the description that tells you why I'm not on YouTube anymore and what you get if you join my Patreon. But if you don't want to join my Patreon, then just click the link in the description to watch the rest of this video in full. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey man, that's racist.